Hello, energy party people. Okay, calm down, everybody. Calm down. Yeah, I appreciate the applause. Yeah, but everyone sit down, relax. Yeah, so as we're waiting for the crowd, more of the crowd, of course there was already a crowd because there was so much cheering and clapping. Um, yeah, but while we're waiting for the rest of the people, let's go ahead and do a little smudging of the area. Ooh, I already see somebody's watching, and if you feel like identifying yourself, that would be awesome. Not necessary, but awesome. Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining me. So we're just smudging the room, just kind of clearing the space. I like using Palo Santo wood, but you could use sage. And oh, a friend just told me about a cool oil they use, and now I can't remember the name of it, but it was some kind of protection oil. Anyway, and really, I think a lot of it is intention. Yeah, so just clearing the space. All right. So thank you for joining me, whether you're joining me live today or you are joining me sometime in the future. It really doesn't matter. Well, spoiler, I love it when people join me live, but those joining in the future, I appreciate you too, because 11 o'clock on a Monday morning probably isn't very convenient for a lot of people. Shocker. I just went with, hi Pam, I'm glad you're here. I went with 11 because 11 tends to be my happiest time to start working on anything. I do a lot of self-care in the morning. Yeah, I have a lot of free time to myself, so I have that luxury of time to do a lot of self-care. Yeah, so welcome to Magic Mondays, another rousing episode of Magic Mondays, I'm sure. Yeah, so today's sponsor is called Share Alike. If you need somebody to like your posts on social media, give Sharon a call. Share Alike. She'll share alike with you. Anyway, thanks Share Alike for being my sponsor today. Let's see. What do I want to share first? Well, I might bring this up again later when I see more eyeballs watching, but I just think you can't say it enough. Um, and it's basically my motto. It's what I live by. It's when the shit hits the fan, I look at this, or I remember this. This is my go-to place, and I remember that the universe isn't a conspiracy for my or our happiness. The universe always has our backs. Therefore, if it's happening to us, it's happening for us. So, what is the universe trying to bring to our attention for our highest growth, healing, and happiness? And I do have this put on a canvas, a big old canvas that you see right when you walk in our front door, just uh, in case anybody doesn't hear this enough for me, they can see it on our wall. Yeah. So, full moon is coming up soon on Wednesday, and as I've mentioned many times, that oh, there's more comments. Hi, Mimi. I'm so glad you're here. And hi, Emmy. Yay. And Kelly. Yay. And Charlene. Charlene. It's probably Charlene. But I watched a lot of Designing Women back in the day, and it was Charlene. So anyway, and that actress is on a great show called Hacks I think it's on HBO, and it's really good. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Yeah, so full moon on Wednesday, and I am working on having more ritual in my life, especially around these times, like the full moon and the new moon. I know there's a whole lot of other cosmic events that go on, but that is not my strong suit. I have some lovely people in my life, two of which are watching right now, Kelly and Mimi, who are great fillers, inners for me regarding what's happening cosmically, so I don't have to bother myself. Yeah. Anyway, hi Chip, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, so full moon on Wednesday, and these are a few notes that Mimi shared with me to share with you all. And I had originally asked if Mimi maybe wanted to be on the show to talk about the full moon, but she is caring for a kitten named Biscuit, I believe, who is adorable and pretty much has nursed it back to health. Him, her, I'm not sure what. Oh, and Kelly just chimed in. Mercury went direct this morning. Whoop whoop. Kelly, let's just show your beautiful self. Yeah, Kelly got it. Anyway, so yay about that, because Mercury going retrograde tends to make things, the technical term is wonky. Yeah, so these are a few notes that Mimi gave me. The full moon this week or this month is in Aries, which is a sign of action, and I am. Okay. And it's opposite the sign where the sun is in Libra. And Libra is a sign of relationships. So there can be some push and pull with a full moon in Aries. So just keep that in mind. Maybe cool your jets in relationship. If you have an upset, maybe don't have a knee-jerk reaction. I don't know. I'm like trying to talk about this stuff like I'm an expert, and I am far from that. Anyway, I'm an expert. I'd call myself an expert on some things, but this is not one of them. And oh, let's see what Mimi says about Biscuit. Oh my gosh, they're not even sure if it's a him or a her. Yeah, hard to tell still, but Biscuit is climbing up on me now. Oh, Biscuit. Love to Biscuit. Yeah. So let's see. What else does Mimi say about full moons? Yeah, Mimi talks about that full moons are about releasing. And often we feel quite a bit of emotional energy building on the way to a moon being full. So that energy that's coming up to be expressed and released. And I know a lot of us maybe grew up with being sensitive and just kind of having to like, well, that's just how I feel and that's just normal. But when stuff's coming up, it's really good to really sit with it and identify what you're feeling and bring some light to it instead of just pushing it back down because it doesn't feel so good. But if it is bubbling up to the surface, it is bubbling up to the surface for your highest good and well-being. And I'm just going to do it again because I can. When it bubbles up to the surface and feels like absolute dog shit, this is something you can keep in mind, that the universe is in a conspiracy for your happiness and it always has your back. And if it's happening to you, it's happening for you. So that's an opportunity to look into what is bubbling up for your highest good and well-being. And if you have a way of addressing it energetically, like I do, oh my gosh, lifesaver, mood saver, yeah. And I haven't mentioned this for a while, but if you're interested in starting to like dabble in clearing stuff for yourself or your family or pets or whatever, energy work is so great for pets. And The Emotion Code by Bradley Nelson is such a good book. I think everybody on the planet should read it, really. And I'd love to have a kickback for all the times I've mentioned this, but that's not that's not how it works. Anyway, yeah, and if you're interested in this kind of work, get The Emotion Code by Bradley Nelson, and get a pendulum. Find a pendulum. Go to my website. I've got a little short video about how to choose and use a pendulum, just my take on it. And I'm not the only show in town. You know, there's lots of opinions on how to choose and use a pendulum. This is just my version. But yeah, and get started and start playing with it. Just saying. Let's share this. Yeah, so this is just another reminder. If it's happening to you, it's happening for you, because clearly this is Pet Day. This lovely little girl was a puppy that peed in our house a few times that day. Her name is Esmeralda. She probably doesn't do that anymore. Yeah, and I have to say, did I already show this? Sorry. If I did already, I don't think so. I was playing with it earlier, but just a moment of zen. Let's check out yet another adorable puppy and just take a moment to, like, if you don't think there's magic in the universe, how can you not think there's magic in the universe that adorableness like this exists? This beautiful puppy, who I can't remember her name because I'm terrible with names, but she belongs to, I think it's a girl, belongs to my web designer, Anna, who I adore. Um, yeah, so, and I'll just say this, I've probably said it before, but sometimes, sometimes you need to hear something like 7 times before it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, and what I like people to keep in mind, or something I think is super, super important to consider, like as a foundational philosophy that you just build your life on, is make a choice, take a stand. The universe pays attention when you take a stand on something, and then the path opens. And that stand is, do you believe the universe is a loving, beautiful, has your back place, or is it a cold, dark, couldn't give a fuck, random, chaotic place? And sadly, a lot of people really do feel like it's chaotic. And I can understand a lot of really sweet people, probably even people who do energy work. I don't know. I don't know all of us. Um, but a lot of people just kind of just pay attention to what they see in the world, which the world is a mirror, just saying. If you're seeing so much ugliness and it's really triggering you, that's for you. That is a gift. That is your triggers. There are so much magic in your triggers. So if you're really upset about something, like I see when I look at the news, which I try not to too much, because it hurts my soul. Like, it does not help me in my work. It does not help me in my life. So if I can't do anything about that, then I kind of leave it alone. But what I was trying to say is, if you're looking at the world and you're struck by some injustice, and there's plenty to choose from, or you're upset about to vaccinate, not vaccinate, that's a hot topic. Woo, we won't go into that. But if something's really getting your goat, um, yeah, that's something to look at. That is energy, I believe, old, unprocessed, undealt with energy from this lifetime, maybe a past life, maybe a parallel life, just to add a twist. That is energy bubbling up to the surface saying, hi, I'm still here. Let's fucking do something about this. Man, your old energy has a real potty mouth. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know why I started going off on whatever. But let's get back to full moons. Oh yeah. So, da, 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 da. So a few things that Mimi recommends is determine, like, you could just determine this right now. Have some kind of physical way to move through the emotions coming up, like, and she talks about it's good to sit with the emotions and work on it how you work on it. But Aries is a sign of action, and as Mimi said, the full moon is in Aries this time, and it is a sign of action. So taking action of some sort to move the energy will help process it and release it. And she mentions that it's make time to do something so aligned with you, is how she wrote it. And taking time for yourself is not being selfish. I think it's the biggest gift you can give the planet, is when you take time to take care of your own shit, and not always everybody else's to your detriment. When mama takes care of herself, like, what is it? When happy wife, happy life, or happy mama, go Obama. I don't know. Anyway, so she says, it's about, okay. So find something active that's kind of like what you love to do as a child, or something you love to do still as an adult. Like, I decided that during the full moon energy, if an emotion comes up after I've done my work around it, the action steps I will take. Yeah, and I'm just going to show what Karen had to say. Yeah, not good for your soul. So it's not about sticking your head in the sand, as some people say. It's like, yeah, I hear what I need to hear, because living in the world, and I watch way too much TV. Yeah, but anyway, what I'm going to do for action, oh, damn it, we missed 11:11. Oh, well. Yeah, but I'm going to, what I've written down, because it's nice to have things already decided. So when the shit hits the fan, you don't have to be like, what was that thing I was maybe going to do? Oh, yeah, I was going to do something active to work this energy out of my body. So I decided I'll probably like dance to, say, a Lizzo song. Lizzo's great for dancing it out. And I love that they're swearing. Kesha's good for the swearing too. Um, yeah, and Casey Musgraves is always great for talking about smoking pot. Love her so much. Or I might do a hula hoop. We've got a weighted hula hoop that's fun to use. Or maybe I'll repot a plant or something, get my hands in some dirt, which always feels magical when I do stuff outside in the garden. Yeah, Mimi also says, watch for ego reactions. Reaction energy will be strong this week. Yeah, like I was talking about before, like if you've got something going on, something going on, you can quote me, especially in a relationship, you might want to decide right now you're gonna like give yourself a beat or two, or take a breath before you react. Yeah, I try not to react so knee jerk anymore, but I'm a human and I still do at times. Um, and I'm trying to work on that. So just a reminder for this full moon energy. Well, what I'm going to do, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place as usual. So Mimi also added a quote from Rumi. Who doesn't love Rumi? You got to always have room for Rumi. I feel like I have a Rumi quote here. I do. Let's just share the screen again because I can. So once again, Rumi says, these pains you feel are messengers. Listen to them. And when he says that, to me, that means when you're having a symptom, I believe that's energy bubbling up. And when the symptom gets stronger, it's really trying to get your attention. And don't let those symptoms get to be full-blown disease if you can help it. Pay attention and find a way to clear the old energetic bullshit that we're all holding that's always bubbling up for us to like try to deal with. Yeah, so Rumi gets it. Rumi gets it. But Mimi shared another quote, and Rumi says, take off the mask. Your face is glorious, meaning the mask of what you put on for society. Yeah, and she's like, not to be mixed up with any other mask issues, LOL. This is just about being truest favorite selves. So yeah, this is nothing controversial about wearing a mask or not. So that being said, yeah, speaking of that social mask we wear, I went to the second anniversary celebration at my beautiful dispensary that's practically next door. Like, thank you, universe, for putting this right in my lap when I turned 50, or a few years after I turned 50, and decided that marijuana is my friend, and I'm so grateful for it. Yeah, and if you think marijuana is a drug, well, maybe it is, but so is food, so are cigarettes, so is alcohol, so is too much TV, blah, blah, blah. But I was thinking the other day about like marijuana being considered a drug. It's like, does anybody ever say like, oh my God, I'm so glad that crack exists? Probably not. And if you're a cokehead, you might be like, yeah, yeah. When you're in the thick of it, this is my imitation of being a cokehead. Yeah, if you're a cokehead, you're probably in the times where you're losing your family and all your money and your job and your life's going to shit. You're probably not saying, "Oh my God, I am so grateful that cocaine exists." But marijuana, yeah, and the fact that it's legal now, yeah, and if you think it's terrible, sorry, not sorry. I'm so grateful for it. So I went to the second anniversary celebration of my dispensary, and oh my God, it's so beautiful and it's so legit. it's all very open and not all boarded up and covered like the dispensaries used to be. Maybe some of them are still are. But I went early because it was a free gift bag for the first 100 people. And I was surprised. Unlike Senior Citizen Day, where I got an awesome gift bag, there was not a crowd. But this time, I'm sorry, unlike Senior Citizen Day, it was a crowd, and I'm glad I went early. Yeah, and got a great gift bag. So yay me. But the reason I bring that up is I wanted to say, like, I didn't wear a bra. I don't wear makeup anyway. Um, let's see. Kind of some people would think as a lady, I don't have any hair. Um, But you know what do you get when you wear no bra, no hair, and no makeup? You get to have, well, who has two thumbs and has all those things? This gal, because it gives me less, I have just less fucks. I've asked the universe throughout the years, please take away what I don't need to have on my plate anymore. And and one of those things is dealing with my hair. My hair has always been an irritant for me. Um, Yeah, and it is, and I'm sure it's not for everybody, but shaving your head, oh my God, I highly recommend if you ever feel inspired to do it, give it a try. Um, as always, your results may vary, um, but I did it just because I got inspired watching a friend of mine do it on Facebook. Um, Yeah, and I had no idea I would shave my head ever. And then I looked online and there were all these like why every woman should shave her head at some point. And I just think us women are held to such a ridiculous standard and our energies go into so much bullshit. And if you love dealing with your hair, I'm not trying to rain on your hair parade. Um, yeah, if it gives you joy, that's wonderful. But if it's all about some fucking standard of like, oh, women are supposed to look a certain way, us women have had enough as far as I'm concerned. And I love not wearing makeup. I love having my hair shaved. And I fucking love not wearing a bra. Um, yeah, those are things that hold me down. And I don't know if I'm gonna shave my head till the end of my days, but I just might. Um, and I know I threatened to wear a wig, or I've talked about possibly wearing a wig one of these days. Um, but I realized I don't really have the best wig to wear. They're pretty much goofy and ugly. So I'm thinking about I'm going to order some cheap ass wig, and hopefully it's fun. So just in case you're wondering. Okay, so what else is on my list here? Since it seems to be Dog Day, I have this written down. I have a client, she's, well, I don't want to share her name in case any of you know her. I don't want to give away that somebody got a session. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's any HIPAA laws around energy work. So thank you, Mimi. I do have kind of a fun colored wig. Mimi says that she hopes that I order some fun colors. I do have one that's kind of bright red, and or maybe it's not red, but yeah, it's kind of sexy. I'm not going to lie. So maybe I'll wear that one. But yeah, I'll look around for some fun colors. Um, and my girl Kelly, she's all about the fun colors. Anyway, what was I going to say? Da, da, da. Oh, but I worked on a dog this week who I forget how old she is, but she's a grown dog. She's probably about 5 years old at least, and all of a sudden she started peeing on the living room rug. Not cool. Yeah, so her owner got her a session. This is not my first session with this dog or this human. Um, and I guess the reason I bring it up is I'm not going to tell you what happened in the session. I don't even remember, but I worked on the dog just like I would work on a person. So there were probably some trapped emotions and connections, probably some shared chakras, etc. Oh, I think she probably had some dead people or animals with her that needed to be released. But I got a follow up several days later, and at least as of that text, days after the session, there has been no pee on the living room rug. And you might think this is a boring story, but my point in telling you is that animals are great to work on energetically. And if you learned the emotion code, get yourself a pendulum, learn how to use it, stick with it, be consistent in your practice. That really helps because then things just start opening up for you. If you're just kind of a here and there dabbler, you know, your magic is yours. So maybe that's how it happens for you. But I think there's a magic in being persistent um, and sticking with it. Anyway, but animals are really great to check. Animals and kids. And if you get the emotion code book, he has at least one story about an animal. I think he worked on a horse that healed from something. But I've worked on many animals over the years, and yeah, they respond beautifully because they're just such pure creatures. And then they pick up our shit. That's where they get soiled, I think. Yeah, us humans. And another animal story. This What, just 2 nights ago. Wow, it seems like forever ago. We had a good friend over, and she brought her doggy Chelsea. And Chelsea is such a good girl and has been highly trained. And so we were upstairs in our dining room kitchen. Yeah, that's right. Our kitchen's upstairs. This house is trippy. And Chelsea was such a good girl, and she wandered downstairs at one point. And I was assured she wouldn't pick up anything because she's so highly trained. But, she's a dog and she just can't help it. She's like well, my friend described her as a 4-year-old boy who's pushing his boundaries. And so he found Penelope, the lead singer of Penelope and the Primates, our house band for the Mechanicans at night. Yeah. So thank God we found her in his mouth. We found Penelope in Chelsea's mouth. There's a little hole now in her tutu. Yeah, and she's a little bit roughed up from all the spit, but thank God. Oh, her microphone is a little damaged. But consummate professional, she still has her mic. So thanks, Penelope, for being amazing and just battle wounds. Kind of like my skin aging. I'm trying to look at it from the perspective of, yeah, it's because I've been on the planet for a while. And yeah, and I can't ever see having plastic surgery, but never say never. But yeah, I can't imagine me going under the knife other than in an extreme emergency, even though I do love, that's right, Grey's Anatomy. Okay, so good job, Penelope, for hanging in there and staying alive. And Chelsea was a joy to be with. And it was so fun to hang out with our friend. Okay, so what else do I want to say here? Oh yeah. So if you go to my website, let's bring it up. If you go to, well, there's lots of reasons you might want to go to my website. If you want to send me a message, you can send me a message that way. That's one way. Or if you'd like to, I've got lots of, I've got videos, I've got some articles, I've got old lawn channels. Oh, lawn. I've got, or you can sign up for a session, mini session, or a full session. But also, if you go there, I'm all weird about doing this now, is you can sign up to get updates about my book that's coming up. It's not done yet. It's still in the works. I've written quite a bit, but it is definitely, there's a lot to writing a book, as you can imagine. Yeah, and I can hardly believe I'm doing it. And I have my freakouts about it and all that. But ultimately, this book will happen. It is happening, and I'm doing it I'm doing it for people. Yeah, it'll feel good to have a book and be able to say, "Oh, check out my book." But I'm not doing it for an ego reason. I'm doing it because I have some information that can be really helpful for people if you're interested, for other sensitive people like myself. Yeah, so I have I guess you maybe call it a landing page, or a landing page of sorts, and you can sign up to get email updates occasionally. on my journey of writing this book. And spoiler, if you go and put in your email address, you'll get an email with the first excerpt from my book. Yeah, so that's exciting. And it's just a stand-in book, book cover that I made really quick on Canva. So yeah, but it still looks fun. Okay, so go to energyhealingwithcolleen.com if you want to sign up to get email updates and check out that first excerpt of an energy or an empath's guide to a magic-filled life, where I'll give some history of how I found my magic and it continues to unfold. And I'll share some tips on how to check certain things, some basic things, and also share lots of life philosophies, which I share on my show a lot too, of how I'm able to actually, I can say within the last few years, here I go. Even though I have my ups and downs like a human, I can actually say I enjoy my life now. Um, which might not sound like a big deal. Clearly, it's a big deal to this guy with two thumbs. Um, yeah, but I definitely enjoy my life so much more now that I understand myself. And part of the reason I'm writing this book is so other magic people who aren't surrounded by other magic people like me, a lot of people feel alone and don't understand themselves. But, I'm not a big label person, but learning like the label of empath for me, it really opens things up. It really helps me understand. Like when I see a list, or when I used to see it, like a list of like to know if you're an empath or not, it's like, oh shit, that's why I don't feel comfortable in a crowd. And it just makes me feel not alone. And I want anybody watching this or anybody reading my book in the future, to just not feel alone and have ways to find more magic in your life, see more of the beauty and more of the synchronicities, and have more control when you get triggered, when life is not feeling magical. But seriously, deciding that the universe is 100% on your side, if you can just try that on, like give yourself a week, just decide, okay, I think this is bullshit, but well, hopefully you're not thinking that. But just decide, the universe I live in is a beautiful place, and there's so much magic happening, and it's there for all of us. And when shit bubbles up and does not feel good or does not look good out in the world, that is telling us something about ourselves that needs to be looked at. Um, yeah, and yeah, and yeah. Okay. I think that needs to be a drinking game during my show. Every time I say "and yeah" or use the word "yeah," oh, everyone would be so hammered. Not a good idea. I don't recommend it. Okay, so check out Energy Healing with Colleen if you want to sign up for being notified about my book. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's a big fucking deal for me. If you haven't figured that out, if you haven't heard me whining about how fucking hard it is to write a book, oh my god. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I had any other pictures I wanted to share today. Let's see what this one says. Oh yeah. So this is just a good one. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. Thanks, Ralph Waldo. And that could be stepping forward in your discovering your own magic, or really anything. Make a decision and step forward, and the universe opens things up for you. One of the things I recently wrote a chapter about is standing in my cute little chiropractic office in Midtown Sacramento back in the day, before BD, before Dave. I remember kind of looking up to the sky, as I always like to say, that's where the universe is, up there, just kidding, and saying to the universe, I want to do something energetic. I didn't even know what that meant. And I want to make it something my own. what does that mean? And here we are. I think that's kind of when I was initiated, or when the universe is like, got it, here we go. And then life expanded. I met Dave at a seminar, and I truly believe, as lovely as my ex-husband is, he was meant for somebody else, and he's perfect with her. It's like meeting Dave, I believe I feel safe enough to do the work I do. And I'm not saying you have to be with that perfect partner to do your magic, but man, who has two thumbs and can do her magic because she's in a supportive partnership who gets it? This guy. Yeah. All right. So make a decision and the universe just opens up the path for you. Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe we should get down and get healing. So let's get out the old pendy. Okay. So, and I was going to have a new segment today, and oh, that's right. That's right. That's where I met Kelly. That's where I met Kelly. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, Kelly, so instrumental. So instrumental in yeah. Kelly appeared on my path of magic for a reason, and she continues. I think we kind of continue to help each other expand for whatever reason. When Kelly and I decide to have a chat, those chats sometimes end up being like 5 hours. Sometimes they're just a short chat, like 2.5 to 3 hours. But life always magically opens up more when even if we're talking about whatever, just I think our energy fields have a lot of fun together. Oh yeah, and we worked on a client together recently, and we're figuring out how to do that best. And not step on each other's energetic toes, because we're both kind of leaders, I guess, in what we do, or we're used to just doing our thing and then conspiring to do it together. Yeah, it took some doing, but I think some major magic happened for that person, and ultimately it was a lot of fun. Oh, well, welcome Erica and Art, if you're watching. Just got done playing a funeral. Uh-oh. It's funny. I'm listening to a podcast right now. It's Rob Lowe's Literally, and he's talking to Danny Elfman, speaking of dead people and a party, dead man's party. Well, I'm sure you guys playing at that funeral was magical. I'm assuming it was you guys, not just you, Erica. But who cares? It doesn't matter either way. I'm sure you were wonderful. And I remember seeing Erica play. I went to a benefit because she had gotten this beautiful violin, if I'm not mistaken, and that way back in the day. And we went to this performance she did with some other magical music people. And I remember, here we go. When I see masters doing what they do, and I'm in their presence, whoo, gets me so choked up. And I consider you a master, Erica, because you're just so fucking good at something that I know nothing about. Yeah, so thank you, Erica. Let's check in. Maybe that'll be the first thing we check for, is some dead people. Okay. Oh my gosh, something else magical happened that day at that performance, Erica, with that fundraiser performance for your beautiful violin. Somebody who was part of the performance came up to me as I was getting a glass of wine. Because what better to do than get a little bit liquored up while you're watching masters perform. And I remember him coming up to me. He was a client of mine as well. And I had these 3 ETs I was working with at the time, Lon being one of them. And at first, when they first started showing up for me, I didn't know what their names were. So I just named them Fred, Susie, and Terry. And this gentleman, who I won't name, because as he told me, he's kind of famous in the 1% of people who give a fuck about what he does. Anyway, he sheepishly came up to me and he's like, yeah, I got a message the other day. He's quite psychic. He's like, I got a message the other day that Star, or Susie, wants to be called Star. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's cool. And then later that night, Kufu, my spiritual teacher back in the day, Mimi, you were there. I had a group over. Mimi, you might have been there. I forget. And I remember having a group of woo-woo people over, from probably from Kufu's group. Kufu was there, and we were all working on. Somebody was lying on the table, and I was facilitating, doing muscle testing at the time. And somebody, uh-oh, I have to sneeze. Woo! This is fun. Woo! Uh-oh, when I talked, I think I wiped it out. I said fun, and then it just went away. Wow, that was weird. Anything, maybe that was Kufu. Shout out to Kufu. Yeah, somebody in non-physical was joining our party, um, and I was trying to figure out who it was. And I remember Kufu was sitting. Yeah, uh, Kufu said, "Yeah, somebody's here, and is somebody named Star?" And my head whipped around like, "Whoa!" Because that's what Mystery Man from earlier said to me. Two different people, completely. They weren't talking to each other. When you get the same message several times in one day, especially from different perspectives, those are times I really listen, and like you cannot make that shit up. So yeah, Star. So Lon ended up telling me, Fred told me his name was Lon. I got that name, and then a friend of mine got Hall's name, no longer Terry. So Fred, Susie, and Terry became Lon, Star, and Hall. Anyway, I know it sounds nuts, but you know how much I love Lon. Okay. And of course, I came up with a fake show for Lon and I to do called Law and Order. So me and my non-physical ET friend, we solve crimes. Okay, Law and Order. All right, let's get to the healing. All right, so my name is Colleen. Yes, okay. It's safe and appropriate to work with a group today. It sure is. Okay, are we going to start with dead people? We are. Okay, so if there are any dead souls, stuck souls, that need a simple exit strategy to get to the light, this is your opportunity. So for anybody watching now or in the future, I know if you're watching in the future, it sounds crazy. Energy is fun like that. So this applies to you as well. So, okay, so those of us watching, our souls are the only souls that inhabit our bodies. No. Okay, we have some dead people with us. Yes. Okay, are there dead people that are ready to move on to the light? Yes. Okay. Would Jesus be the best escort? Yep. Okay, Jesus, are you ready? Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to close my eyes and hold space for Jesus to take all of those dead people that are ready to move on right now. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about, but let me finish this. Okay. So I was in mid sentence talking about this earlier and I forgot. So, okay. So Jesus, did we successfully clear all the dead people that are ready to move on right now? Yes. Thanks, Jesus. You're awesome. What I was going to say is I was all set up to do a new segment that's called
Who and What Now?
Yeah, who in the what now? But we had some technical difficulties and it's not going to happen today. But my correspondent, Colleen McCannigan from the Mechannicans After Dark, she was going to be reporting on something by the fireplace in the living room. But it didn't work out. So, but I do love my little recording that my husband made for me that he stole from The Simpsons. I hope I don't get sued. But it's one of my favorite lines from The Simpsons. It's one of the old guys on The Simpsons saying,
Who and What Now?
I don't know, it just makes me so happy. Anyway, so let's get back to the healing. All right. So, okay, is there something energetic that would serve our group today for everyone's highest good and well-being and from the light? Yes. Okay. This is on my master menu. No, this is on my newer menu. It is. Okay. All right. So we're going to do some mystery work. So we're going to do some mystery work. No, we're going to mend a vulnerability. Okay, I think this happened last time too. So for everyone that has a vulnerability in their energy field, so like a little, like just, think about your beautiful energy field and being a sort of protection, but there's some little chink in the armor is a saying. Yeah, a hole where unwanted stuff gets through. The words that resonate are we've got a vulnerability and we are going to mend it. And we're going to mend it using a magic doorway from that's right, magic doorway chart. Okay. I know there was nothing to see there with the glare. Okay. Um, and if you're watching and if you ever wanted a copy of my magic doorways chart to play with, like I think you could do a bunch of healing work just using that and a pendulum. Anyway, whatever floats your boat. But if you ever want it, send me a message and I will email it to you. Okay. Unless you send me a message and you're a creeper and I choose not to share it with you. Yeah, creepers need not apply. Okay, so we are going to mend a vulnerability for the group. Yes. Okay, so this magic doorways in column A, yes. In an odd numbered row, yes. In row 1, no. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 11. Okay. Creativity expansion. Ooh, yes, please. Especially with my book, I'm really working on how I want the flow to be. And I'm doing a lot of work around that and having some success. So I'm thrilled. Yeah. So are we ready to mend this vulnerability for the group? Yes. Are we ready? And this is safe and appropriate from the light. Yep. Okay. If you're playing along, just sit quietly. You can't do it wrong. But what I like to do if I'm receiving energy work, I try to be in as an allowing place as possible. Maybe say a little internal, yes, please, or thank you. Okay. Or I allow it. So here we go. Okay. So, was that sufficient time in that magic doorway? Yep. Okay. Have we successfully mended our vulnerabilities in our energy fields? Yes. Okay, cool. So, um, for the highest good of the group, is there something else energetic to look at? Yes. This is on my master menu. Saw my master menu? No. Saw my newer menu? No. Is it hidden ancestral vow? No. My name is Colleen? No. Okay. I'm testing as someone else? I am. I'm testing as a human on the planet? No. I'm testing as somebody in non-physical? Yes. Okay. Is anybody I know? Yeah. Is it one of these guys? Ooh. Okay. When I point to the sky, that means not from here. Okay. This is a male? No. This is a female? Yes. Okay, is this Star by any chance? Yes. Is this Daria? No. Okay, Star. I guess her ears must have been burning. Star, formerly known as Susie. So Star, you come from the light, you come from the light, you come from the light. Yep. Okay, do you have something for the group? Yes. Okay. She doesn't show up for me by herself too often, but here she is. Okay, so Star, you have something for the group? Yes. Okay, this is on my master menu. It is. All right. This is in column A. No. In column B. Yes. In an odd numbered row. Yes. Okay, this is in row 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, we're going to look at a trapped negative emotion. Shout out to Bradley Nelson. Yeah. So, and if you ever do read this, I do it differently. I used to do it how he said exactly. Like, it's really good to learn something, like, do it by the rules till you get really good at it. And then you make it your own if you want, or you just do it by the rules and live your life. I get bored. Well, it's not that I get bored necessarily. It's just things naturally start expanding once I start doing it. So that's the way I like to work, but your magic will look different. Everybody's magic looks different. This is just my particular blend, which gets pretty complicated, but I guess that's just how I operate. Just a reminder, your magic doesn't have to be so complicated. Yeah. Anyway, so let's see what Star has in mind. So this trapped emotion is in column A. No. It's in column B. Yes. In an odd numbered row. Yes. Okay, in row 1, yes. In row 3, 5, no. Okay, this is effort unreceived, no. Heartache, no. Disconnected, disconnected. Okay, yeah, I think a lot of people are feeling a little disconnected, just, the world being kind of crazy and the lockdowns or this threat of more lockdowns or not feeling comfortable, feeling, like you're going to get sick, not wanting to be with people. Yeah. And quite frankly, as an empath, not being with people all the time is woohoo. Yeah, as many people have said during this time, I've been training for this time my entire life. Me working alone at home is lovely. I love seeing people on occasion when I choose to. Yeah, I'm not the energy work whore that I used to be and just give it up for everybody and spend time with anybody. Yeah, or receive energy work from everybody. It's good to be a little bit discriminating. Yeah, anyway, so I get disconnected is what we're going to be working on. So anything else we need to know about this before we clear it for the group? Nope. Would you like my help in clearing it, Star? Are you gonna assist me? Awesome. Are we ready? And this is safe and appropriate from the light. Yep. Excuse me. Is there something specific we need to know about what to replace it with? No. Okay. So if you're playing, we're going to send all, so just relax. You can't do it wrong. We're going to send all of that vibration, that frequency of disconnected that we're holding, it's old trapped energy that's bubbling up to the surface. We're sending that all to the light. Bye bye. Bye bye, disconnected. Okay, and we're going to fill up our energy fields with the help of Star, my super special cosmic guest. We're going to fill up our energy fields with energy of forgiveness. Forgiveness for ourselves, forgiveness to God, if we're angry at God, if we're angry at other people from our past. We could all use more forgiveness. Let's also fill up our energy fields with feeling connected and feeling like knowing that we are an integral part of humanity. How about some energy of self-love, relief, safety, security, and stability, and peace, joy, and serenity? Okay. So, do we successfully clear this energy of disconnected for the group? Yay, thanks, Star. Okay, Star, do you have something else for the group? A suggestion? Yes. Should we check for usual suspects? No. We're going to check something on my master menu? No. On my newer menu? No. A hidden ancestral vow? Yes. Okay. Obviously, one of those was bound to show up because they show up all the time now. Okay, so this is on page 1. No. This is on page 2. It is. Okay, this is a facilitating hidden ancestral vow, an awakening hidden ancestral vow, celibacy, romantic, sexual, resetting, dismantling hidden ancestral vow. No. A diminished, unsupported hidden ancestral vow. Ding, 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 ding. So that's our winner. That's the category. And the name of this is creative field. No. Creating deserving. Creating deserving. Okay, so the idea, my understanding of these hidden ancestral vows is they are cleaning out old decisions, vows, whatever from our ancestors, that these energies that keep getting passed down, generation after generation, and maybe started as a good decision like, hey everyone, let's shut down our magic so we don't get killed by the idiot villagers who think we're evil because we have gifts. Fuck you, idiot villagers, is what I have to say now. Anyway, yeah, so all these, I see these hidden ancestral vows as clearing up different resonances with that old stuff we've carried forward. So once again, it's called a diminished, unsupported hidden ancestral vow, creating deserving. So, Star, are we ready? And this is safe and appropriate for the group and for everyone's absolute highest good and well-being. Yes. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, Star, did we successfully clear that for the group? We did. Okay. Is there something else for the group you'd like to facilitate? Yes. This is on my master menu. No. This is on my newer menu. No. Is this another hidden ancestral vow? Yep. Let's throw in another one. So this one's on page 1. No. This one's on page 2. Yes. Okay. This is a facilitating hidden ancestral vow. It is. This is toxic technology, magic freedom restored, pain body resetting. Pain body resetting. Okay. So this is safe and appropriate and from the light for the group. Yes. And are we ready? Yep. Okay. Here we go. Facilitating hidden ancestral vow called pain body resetting. Here we go. And if by any chance you're new to my show, I in my work, I go with the words that resonate, even if they sound a little wonky. Okay, so, all right, did we successfully clear this facilitating hidden ancestral vow called pain body resetting for the group? Yes. Okay, is that a good place to stop, Star? Yes. Is there anything I can do for you? No. Okay, are we complete? Yes. Thanks, Star. You're awesome. My name is Colleen. Yes. Okay, is that a good place to stop for the group? Yes. Okay, so I hope everyone has a beautiful week and a beautiful day today. It's a little overcast here um, in sunny San Diego County. Yeah, and I hope you have a powerful, in a good way, full moon experience on Wednesday. And we're definitely going to make moon water again. So we're going to put some filtered water into we use some cobalt blue water bottles. And we're going to fill up some bottles with water and put it out for the moon along with our crystals to generate them, energize them, clean them, which is something I never used to do. But like I said, I think everyone benefits. Well, everyone. How can I talk about everyone? Everyone always benefits from having more ritual in your life. Yeah, and having a grounding technique or a grounding ritual that you do. I do that every time I do energy work. I did it earlier. And yeah, and smudging like we did today, and doing the moon water thing and setting some intentions. And like Mimi had said, when this stuff is going to be probably a lot of emotion coming up, and if you can sit with those emotions, get a hold of what they are, maybe where they originated, where you're feeling them in your body, bringing light to them so they're not lurking in the darkness anymore. And as Mimi said, find a way that feels good to you, especially if it taps into something you love to do as a kid, and do something physical to work that energy out. Aw, thanks, Erica. Anyway, and once again, if you're interested, check out the little blurb, my book blurb on my website. And if you choose to, you can sign up to have to be notified along the way of how my book is going. And I'll share some extra treats for those people who sign up. And the first treat is okay, 1 second, I can do that, is a little excerpt from my book, but it really does it gives the vibe of my book for sure. Well, thank you so much, Emmy. You're awesome. Thank you for showing up. Yeah. So, and if you ever want to watch me on YouTube, if you just can't stand Facebook, this goes out live on YouTube as well. Thanks, Yvonne. Yeah, so Energy Healing with Colleen Magic Mondays is the best way I can find to find me on YouTube. Anyway, so, thanks, Karen. And thank you for your sweet message yesterday. It really means a lot to me. And if I don't respond to your lovely messages, it's sometimes because I just can't be on the computer anymore. But I really, really, really appreciate, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate your messages. Oh, Mimi said she just signed up. Yeah, everyone be like Mimi. Well, first of all, be awesome. And then and sign up to check out my book. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. Have a beautiful week. And if you're watching this in the future or if you're new to my show, thank you so much for showing up. And yeah, have a great week. Talk to you later. And maybe my new segment
Who and what now?
will be up and running. Anyway, thanks guys. Talk to you later. Bye.